Hey everybody, welcome back to Bourbon Battles. My name's Joe. We've got a special guest today, Butch. We're going to let you know a little bit about him, and we're going to talk today about Father's Day gifts. You're a dad.
Dad.
So hopefully your son's watching this, right?
I hope so.
All right, you better be watching this, Dick. We'll be right back with you. Let's get into this, Butch. Have you ever gotten a whiskey gift for Father's Day?
I have not.
Are you kidding me?
I am not.
All right, so I hope your wife and your kids are watching this because you would like to get that, right?
Of course I would.
All right, so let me tell you a little bit about Butch. Butch and I live in the same community down here in Indiana. Butch runs the local bourbon club. So tell them a little bit about your bourbon club, Butch.
Down here in Franklin, Indiana, we run Bonded and Bottled Bourbon Club. We just kind of get together and share stories and good whiskeys, bourbons between each other. It's a good time.
So I think we should drink while we do this, don't you?
That sounds amazing.
So one of the things we're going to talk about as gifts, no, let's back up a little bit. So this is a bottle that my daughter Mallory got me last year for Father's Day. It's a 2XO Jim of Kentucky. So I'm kind of a sentimental guy. So in my mind, I will drink this every year on Father's Day.
Excellent.
So isn't that kind of cool? This is what I would consider an expensive bottle. So surely she watches this, right, Mallory?
Yes, she
and all of her friends. So Mallory and all her friends, thank you so much. This is awesome. Let's see what you think about it, Butch, as we go through this. I'm sorry. So, and I think you would agree, both of us have this idea that bourbon is just this little vessel to bring people together.
Agreed. Yes, correct.
Like, this is a $200 bottle of whiskey. Wow. We could drink Evan Williams Bottled and Bond, have a bunch of people over, throw the cap in the trash can, and have a great time. Mm-hmm. The whiskey really, in my mind, doesn't matter as long as it doesn't suck. Mm-hmm. Have you had this before? As you take a drink, I'm going to talk to you.
I've never had this before.
I think it's delicious.
It is delicious. Thank you. Thanks, Mallory.
Thanks, Mallory. Yeah. Maybe, so Father's Day is 1 week from today, which just confused you because it's really 8 days from today. But when this comes out, it'll be 1 week from today. So hopefully Mallory can see this and try to one-up that bottle.
Oh, that's what she should do.
That's what I would think. So Mallory, you can get with Butch and he'll help you select, right?
That's right.
You'll be happy to do that, won't you?
I will.
Okay, so let's get into a few things here. First, we want to talk about Farm Girl Mercantile, which is a store in downtown Franklin, Indiana. The day before Father's Day, Butch and I are going to have an event. What day is that?
June 14th.
June 14th, 11 o'clock?
11 a.m., yes, correct.
Tell everybody who's going to be there.
We're going to have a lot of great guests. We're going to be there, of course. That's what's important. And then we're going to...
Are you going to sign bottles?
I'll sign whatever people want, yes. We will have, of course, that Farm Girls. That's a wonderful sponsor of ours, helping us out. Got a great patio space for us. We're going to bring in Professional Smoke. We're going to bring some cigars. That's be wonderful.
Jesse and the gang is going to have a cigar tent where you can get a cigar.
I think we're going to bring in Westfork Whiskey.
Westfork Whiskey, yeah. Westfield, Indiana.
Wonderful.
The Hugh Hamer label and the Westfork label.
That's amazing. We're also going to have a food truck there. I think they have like steak, chopsticks, some great Father's themed food going on for us.
So let me get this right. The day before Father's Day, as a gift, you can take your dad to downtown Franklin, hang out in a cool space. It's not a normal bar space. It's a boutique.
Yeah.
And you can have a cigar. You can try whiskey for free.
Right.
Cigars aren't free, but that's okay. They shouldn't be. It's a different thing. You can buy a cocktail.
Yes.
You can buy a bottle.
Wow.
You can get a steak sandwich. You can meet the guys from Bourbon Battles and the Bourbon Club. What a great Father's Day gift.
That's a wonderful gift. And it's a price that everyone can afford. Right?
It's free. It's free.
Yeah.
Westfork has a particular type of license, and they've applied for these things that they have to do. They can sell you a bottle. They can give you a tasting. And I think, if I understand it correct, and let me know in the comments, Westfork, if I'm incorrect so everybody can see it, but they will batch some vodka and gin cocktails as well. So, you know, if there's somebody in your life that doesn't appreciate whiskey, what's dumb, first off, but like my wife, your wife would prefer other things.
Yes, rum.
So, yeah, I don't know if they make rum. I think they're getting ready to. So, but they can have a vodka cocktail, a gin cocktail, and have a good old time as well. So I'm looking forward to that. As I know Butch is, it's something we've been planning for quite some time. And we will also be raffling off a bottle or two for a good charity cause. So check that out. We really appreciate your support in that. So that's cool. That was the main thing I wanted to come to communicate today. What a great thing to bring your dad to for Father's Day. But I'm out of whiskey. Why do you used to have whiskey?
I've been talking a lot.
Oh. So the next thing I want to talk about is, as I pour this, we'll talk about Stave and Thief Society. Butch, I don't know if you know a ton about that.
No.
So Stave and Thief Society is an education organization out of Louisville, Kentucky. I've gotten the chance to meet and get to know Jordan and those guys. What's cool about them is if you have forgotten Dad on Father's Day, we'll talk about that bottle next. If you've forgotten Dad on Father's Day, you can literally go online 5 minutes before you're going to have lunch with him and say, Dad, I got you a class from Stave and Thief Society.
Oh.
Because it's an online class, right? They have two levels. They have an inexpensive one and an expensive one. Well, the expensive one is called the Executive Bourbon Steward Course. It's a fairly high level bourbon course. And if you have a room that looks anything like this, I would consider it, right? And I'm not, no bones about it. It's $500 last time I looked. But as you know, that's 2 or 3 bottles of whiskey.
Yeah.
Really great value out of it. I really enjoyed that course. Much more than I thought I would have. And I learned a lot of things that I thought I knew that I didn't. So check that out. They also have like a $50 course. It's a shorter course, but I think the course took me over 40 hours to get through. And you get a sensory kit. If Troy Lundy is watching this, and I don't normally say last names, but I'm gonna call you out, Troy. Troy borrowed my sensory kit like 36 months ago. So,
wow.
But you get a sensory kit that's got like 40 things that you can smell, and you start to learn so much about bourbon. They teach you how to use it in that course. Very good value, actually. So consider that. And hey, as a bonus, you see it on your screen here, discount code BBB15. We're going to give you 15% off that bad boy.
15% off of even the $500 course?
Only the $500 course.
Only the $500.
That's right. So, $60 off. That means that's a bottle of whiskey.
That's a bottle of whiskey.
That's right. So, and if you've taken that course, please comment below to let everybody know what you thought about it. I've never talked to anybody that took the course. This is their logo here, so if you want to look them up. Everything we talk about today will be in the description of this video, so you can find links to everything, websites, Facebook links, all that good stuff. So check that out. Check these guys out. Highly recommend the $50 course at minimum. Take it, and it may spur you on to go on a little bit further. It's a fantastic course. Can't say enough nice things about those guys. We need to get down and visit those guys down in Louisville.
That sounds amazing. And I like your idea. It's not something you physically have in your home. It's something that you experience, and
it's so much fun.
It is fun.
Have you tried this yet? We're going to talk about this next.
Yeah, let's do that.
So the next thing I want to talk about that you can get, Dad, that's easy and can be a last minute thing, is a store pick. This is my favorite store pick I have ever purchased that I can recall. If I've had one better, I don't know what it is. And this is from my favorite liquor store in the world called the Blind Pig Bourbon Market in Bardstown, Kentucky. You have not been there yet, have you?
Not, no.
Road trip?
Road trip, I'm ready.
Yeah, you got PTO coming?
I'm off right now. Let's go.
I like the way you think. We'll be right back with you. So David and the gang down there at Bardstown, to Blind Pig, it's an amazing little downtown community. You can literally spend the afternoon just walking around. So he has that, and then next door, you'll make sure you go next door. So he has like bourbon furniture and just like a whiskey themed shop. You'd have to see it to experience. I hate to say antique shop. That's kind of what it puts you in the mind of. Really cool stuff like this, stuff like that, right? And we'll get to that here in a little bit. But while we're giving away, discounts, you just tell them you know me, Joe, or Bourbon Battles, 10% off everything in the store. You can buy everything in the store, load it up in a U-Haul, and it's 10% off.
That's awesome.
And they do because they're in Kentucky, they can do some cool things, right? And the way his license works, I think 2 samples pours for $5.
Oh, that's incredible.
And it's not just these store picks, it's all kinds of stuff.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know that this door knocker is in here. So you can see the price on that bad boy. I saw the price, it's $172. So when I saw that, I was like, whoa, that's a lot of money for a bottle of whiskey until you taste it. Did you try it yet?
I did. It's wonderful. It's smooth. It's sweet. What is it, about 80 proof?
102.
102. It definitely doesn't drink 100 proof.
So I think we get caught up in this, it got to be 130 proof to be good bullshit.
Right.
It's stupid. I love a lot of 80 proof whiskey, and you do too.
I do too.
I don't know if you recall, but you were right here in the studio a few nights ago, and I said, here, try this. And I like to not tell people what it is, as you know. And you said, this is really good. It was Basil Hayden Caribbean Rum Finished Rye.
Right.
Which is long gone, can't get it, so there you go. I just had to taste something that you can't buy. But it's 80 proof, I believe. And I think it's delicious. I do like Nick's Stag that's down there is fantastic. It's high proof. But anyway, store picks. You can go to most reputable bourbon stores, even Total Wines, Kroger, depending on where you live, Meyer, if that's in your neck of the woods, and they have these things. So these are very exclusive things, right? Because there's only one barrel of this, which would be like a maximum of 250 bottles, and so it's very unique. Tom and I last night at the event where you and I were at, were talking about this Fiddler Toasted Barrel. Butch and I are both in a whiskey contest, and that one of those was submitted as a single barrel. This is a different batch. Night and day difference.
Yes.
So if your dad, right, collects Maker's Mark like I do, you can get a private select, which is their single barrel, and it's very unique to anything he has, which is why I prefer store picks over everything.
Agreed, 100%.
So the contest that Butch and I are in, the criteria is you had to submit a store pick. And what we'll find is, this will come out the day before our awards ceremony, so I won't let too many cats out of the bag. But there is a duplicate whiskey in there from different stores. There's multiple of them. In fact, you submitted one that has multiple.
Yes.
So one of these, and there's gobs of them, finished next to last and third from different stores.
Yeah. Same manufacturer, just different store picks.
That's right. And unfortunately for the gentleman that picked the one, he did as good of a job picking as the other guy, but he don't get no prize. But he doesn't get last place either, so that's good. So, I feel like Knob Creeks are typically very similar. The Jack Daniels can get very far apart. So I love that about them. Yeah. There's a Woodford Reserve that was in our group. I don't know if you were able to pick that out, but immediately just more bananas than I've ever gotten a Woodford Reserve. So that's the beauty of store picks. And this one, and the Blind Pig has, I don't know, a minimum of half a dozen store picks, and they're all fantastic. The Bardstown is fantastic. The Cole pick is something extremely unique, which you've had. Rod's dumb. He don't like it.
Yeah.
The Buzzard's Roost is amazing. Unfortunately, they sold out of their smoke wagon because it was unbelievable. So store picks. Get your dad a store pick. The next thing we're going to talk about is that barrel right there, Butch. I'm going to play a video. We're not going to see it because I'm going to edit it back in later. But these barrels right here that you see are from a good friend of mine that's in Central Indiana. And you just need to contact me at bourbonbattlesblind@gmail.com. I'll hook you up with this guy. This is a startup company. There was a couple little bugs that got worked out. So if you've seen these before at my house, it's a really cool piece of furniture. Do you agree?
I agree. It's really unique. I really like it.
I get asked the question all the time what the price is. Send me a message. It's not cheap. If you're looking for something that's $200, that piece of furniture is not for you. But it is an amazing piece of furniture. Really like the gentleman that owns that company. Doing great things. I think it's going to do well. And there's a lot of options. That's why I hesitate to even tell you the price, because there's so many things you can do with it. Get a hold of me. I'll have a private conversation with you on what I know about it and hook you up with the owner of that company. So very, very cool stuff. And I'd love to, Brandon, if you're watching this, I'd love to auction one of those bad boys off at Raising Spirits. Maybe not this year, but next year.
That sounds...
Yeah, we'll get him involved in some stuff that's going on. It'd be awesome. I think he'd bring $5,000 at that event. So moving right along, I have an experiment. So I'll talk about something else while you finish that. So I thought this was worth noting. I just wanted to throw it out there for Father's Day. If your dad likes whiskey cocktails and not so much straight whiskey, from Costco, you can get this old-fashioned mix.
About how much is that old-fashioned mix?
I think it's $17.
$17.
So Butch and I were at a party a few nights ago, and I had about half of one of these. I added a little whiskey to it, because that's what I do. And then I played with some bitters. I put some Hellfire bitters in it, cherry bitters and orange bitters, and you tried it.
It was great.
It was fantastic. So for $17, and you can play with bitters and really start to hone in your old-fashioned recipes, and then you can, once you figure that out, you can do with your better bourbons. For $17, you can't beat that. I don't have my glasses on. 74 proof.
74 proof.
That's about what you would get in a restaurant with the simple, that's a pretty solid deal. Check that out at Costco. I'm a big fan of that.
I like it too.
And it's a liter.
Wow.
Come on. Now, the next thing is going to come with a bit of a experiment. And if, again, check out the description below for links to all this stuff. So, and everything that we are doing here, these are people that I've worked with over the years, right? In fact, before we get too far, you see this glass? You see that bad boy? It says, I don't give a rat's ass what's on the label. Do you?
Not at all.
So, and this little cigar holder, and he's going to kill me because I have two hats. This is from Shaff's Wooden Wool, our good friend Chris Shaff. One of the hats is sitting on my desk, and one's in my truck, and I didn't drive my truck. I've got a different vehicle. So check out Shaff's Wooden Wool on his Etsy store. He does a lot of the Glencairn you're drinking out of. Mine is a Bourbon Battles glass. You can get the exclusive burp. Look at that.
317 Pocket Whiskey. Do you know those guys?
Those guys are amazing.
They are.
So I'll tell you what. We won't get too far into 317 Pocket Whiskey, and maybe not today, but in the next week or so, we'll do an episode just to talk about that. Tell you how you can bring this amazing thing to your community. So get a hold of Chris Shaff. He can make you anything on your Glencairn, your club. I think you should buy the Bourbon Battles one.
I agree.
Because it's the coolest one. Great guy. Love what he's doing down there. Really reasonable prices. His hats are awesome.
Great quality.
Great quality. I mean, the hats, I love the hats. So check that guy out. So the next thing we want to talk about, and a good friend of mine, so we like to support friends. So the next thing I want to talk about is the Whiskey Grail. Have you drank out of one of these yet?
No, I've not.
So the Whiskey Grail, I'm going to tell a little bit of a story, and I want you to drink what's in this tiny glass. We're going to drink the whole thing. And it doesn't matter what's in it. That has nothing, I'll tell you what's in it eventually. So the idea behind the Whiskey Grail is whiskey was made in a charred barrel. This is a charred cup, right? So the gentleman that owns this, and I get on the phone one day, and he says, I want to send you one, and I want you to review it. You're going to love it. And I said, listen, I typically don't put out bad reviews. If you take the time to send me your product, there's no value in me saying your whiskey sucks, your glass sucks, any of those things, right? Because there's several bottles of whiskey right there that have been sent to me, and I won't review them because I don't care for them. You may love them. So I don't talk about that. So I told this gentleman, I said, you're welcome to send me this glass. And here's one with the Whiskey Grail logo, and you can put your own logo on there. There's a Bourbon Battles logo. He sent me both of these. You're welcome to send me one, but I'm probably not going to review it, right? It's snake oil. That's what I told the guy. And he laughed at me. He said, okay. And then it came in. So I'll let you be the judge. Taste this, then taste this, and tell me if they're different whiskeys or the same whiskey. That's good, though.
Yeah, that's good.
That is from our contest. Our group.
My bottle?
It is not. Do you get bananas in it?
Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
It's a Woodford store pick.
A Woodford store pick. I can smell the banana, what you're talking about. Let's try it with the Grail.
Did you try this first?
I did.
Yeah. Different whiskey?
Different. It's like a completely different product.
So I poured that in that glass. Well, you were late.
I always am.
So let's just say 5 to 10 minutes before you walked in the door. So it's been in there for what, 20 minutes, 30 minutes?
Okay.
It changes the whiskey. Is it better than that?
It's better.
It's better. That is the overwhelming response.
Yeah, it's better.
So I've done this blind. So what I'll do a lot of times is put something in there for 10 or 15 minutes. and then pour it into this, right? And have two of these and say, tell me which, like they're different whiskeys, and nobody knows they're the same whiskey. These things are like $30.
Oh, that's reasonable.
And there are a lot of Temu type knockoffs. Not reviewed them, not interested in reviewing them. Like this guy, there's some craftsmanship that goes into this with the design of it. And I very much encourage you to check out the website. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And I think it is perfect setup on the barrel to be the glass that drops in.
Oh yeah.
You put it in there, bud.
That's incredible.
Have you not had that before? Have you not used that?
Not that I'm aware of. Unless you surprised me with one of your blind samples maybe once.
I may have. That was probably a day we were drinking.
It was?
Maybe. So, don't get rid of this. I have a surprise.
Okay.
So, for the price of what I will call a budget bottle of whiskey, right? It's $30-some, and I'm sure you have to pay some shipping or something. You know Lonnie, my friend Lonnie.
Lonnie, yeah.
He tried it, and he was just like, no effing way, and ordered one immediately.
Yeah, he's very analytical about things, right?
And he has one of the best palates I've ever experienced. And I won't say the name of the distillery. You'll know who I'm talking about. But there's a gentleman that lives in our neighborhood that works for one of the largest distilleries in Kentucky. And I handed him two things, and I said, which one do you like better? And he does these things. This guy is amazing. That's what he does for a living. I make like $800 a year doing it. He makes like $80,000, and it shows. So he tastes them and he says, "Well, this one's much more complex and much better." And I say, "Well, this is what we did," and I explain it to him and show him the cup. And he's like, "I need like 30 cases of those things to sell in the gift shop." So here's my only downside to this. You take one of those Jack Daniel's single barrel proofs. It's going to change it. Is it going to make it better? I don't know not on everything. It can't, right? In my mind. So, but it changes it. So it's not something you drink everything out of. You kind of go back and forth, and it's like a different whiskey.
It is.
That is a much more complex whiskey with this glass.
Agreed. For me, it takes a little bit of upfront heat out of it too. So it definitely makes it more approachable. I can get all the flavors from it.
Makes it smoother.
Makes it smoother.
So I asked him to send me a second one because I want to do cocktails in this.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and we're working on a deal with our good friends across the street. I think they burn their logo on them and have those in there where you can order a cocktail or a pour.
You're talking about the mint.
Yeah, I am. So if you're a restaurant, a bar, any of those things, and you're interested in these, get a hold of me directly, and I will be happy to have a conversation with you. I like these guys. You buy one of these, I don't get a dime. Some of this stuff I do. Like Stave and Thief Society, I get a little bit of a commission. That might be the only one. Yeah. So, yeah, that's fine. This I do not. I would like to because I think this is an amazing product. We're getting a little long in the tooth. What's next, Butch?
Oh.
Can you read my chicken scratches? This is cool. You've not seen this yet.
No.
This just arrived in the mail yesterday. Before we do, can you table that?
I don't want to stop drinking it.
I want to surprise you with a treat. I have two treats that I want to get through in this video. So, you've heard of this commissioned whiskey from Buffalo Trace, Wild Turkey's mash bill and all this stuff. It's like 88 years old and $8,000 a bottle, right?
Is it the buff turkey thing?
The buff turkey thing. This one is one of the more regarded versions. This is the 15-year-old from Bluegrass Distillers, the Elkwood Reserve. You gonna clean that up a little bit?
A little something special then.
So, this comes to us from our good friend, Scott, who's in our, I gotta keep a little of this back for another review, and it has to go on my pocket whiskey wall. So, 15 years old, Elkwood Reserve from Bluegrass Distillers from our good friend Scott. It's the buff turkey. Have you had this yet?
No.
You know what these are going for?
No.
I've seen them upwards of $800 now.
Wow. For whiskey?
Whiskey. It's just whiskey.
It's just whiskey.
And I think Scott may have got this one a little ahead of the curve. You know, he goes down there to the Kentucky Wildcats basketball games all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think they're located down there around Lexington. Before this got crazy popular, he may have snagged this and got it for like $200 a bottle.
That's
And I think they're like $300 retail now.
Okay. Good deal. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Thank
Is it
you,
worth
Scott.
$300?
Yeah, maybe.
Depends on what $300 means to you.
Yeah.
Get me one of these for Father's Day if you're watching this video.
Or two if they're single barrel.
One for me, one for you.
Yes. We can compare.
You're dead.
I'm a dad.
Right. We
Times
deserve
two.
that. So thank you, Scott, for doing that. And I wanted to introduce a few things into this and have a good time with it. So the next thing I want to talk about, this is a thing that just came in yesterday.
Incredible.
And it's kind of a neat thing, right? Because you're Bonded and Bottle Bourbon Club, which I think is the coolest name ever. And I would love to change the YouTube name to that because it's that cool of a name.
Yeah.
And we're just going to go let the cat out of the bag here. I think I've told you this. I wrote a book, and it's all about whiskey and community, and which the name of your group, that's what it is. That's all this is about, right?
That's right, bringing us all together.
Like, you've been in this room where there's 20 people hanging around drinking all this shit, and
Right.
then I find where somebody's been into the Pappy or the Old Forester. I don't even care.
You don't give a rat's ass.
I don't give a rat's ass. So this next thing, and Butch and I go to a lot of bottle shares, and I'm sure if you're watching this and you've made it through 26 minutes of this, you probably go to bottle shares.
Yeah.
Is this bad boy right here.
What is that?
So this is from the Bottle to Bond. I'm going to tell you before I show it to you. You go to the Bottle to Bond, Roman numeral 2, you see it on your screen there, Facebook page, and you have to go to the group, not the page, where they have an open dialogue. And you find this post, because I'll post this video there and say, hey, awesome. To comment on, you will have to be a member of their group, right? And you've done that, and you like and subscribe to our page, we're going to give one of these away. So Brian, the owner down there, is going to mail it out to you. Look at this. Do you remember when we went to the bottle share out at the grain bin and somebody dropped a Glencairn because they didn't have it packaged well?
You're not going to mention Chris's name, are you?
Was that Chris? The guy that makes them? Yes. So, how cool is this for a bottle share?
That is super cool.
And I don't know if you see it, but there's a lanyard hanging over there that I clip it right onto this.
Okay.
You can wear it right around your neck.
Like when you're at festivals and the other bourbon events, that's wonderful.
Yeah, look at it. I mean,
That's perfect.
what do you think this costs? $80, $100, $200? $30, $30 some dollars.
That's incredible.
And
That's perfect.
isn't that great?
That's definitely.
I mean, Glencairns are already $20, right? Usually. And what he's done, and a lot of places do this, you don't even know it. See his logo on here, Bottle to Bond.
Mm-hmm.
The very bottom of this logo is half an ounce, 1 ounce, ounce and a half, 2
It's got
ounces.
little graduated lines. That's incredible.
Yeah, as long as you know what they are, you can measure your pour. And a lot of people do that because the bars love it. That's how they measure the liquor. So, little Wee Glen. This is the ultimate glass, in my opinion. You've seen these little plastic barrels that are running around
Yeah. Yes.
that are 3D printed. Well, if you drop them one time, it's done. And this, I don't think so. This is a nice case. So, pretty cool trinket for Dad on Father's Day. I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah, and you only need one. So, yeah, check that out. I like that a lot, actually. So, we're going to talk about a couple more things, but we're going to have another fun bottle. So, my good friend Todd, right? So, as I try to procure, isn't that good? My good friend Todd, thank you, Todd, for taking care of us. And he's going to be in our whiskey contest in the next round. He's helped me procure some bottles for our contest. And, I'm looking for deals right? So we can spread the love out as much as possible. So I go over to Todd's house a couple weeks ago and picked up some stuff, right? Oh yeah,
I'm getting prepared for this.
This
is gonna be great.
This is a special one. In fact, Yeah, I think what you did is fine.
Todd didn't just.
So Todd's like, hey, I want you to take a few things to try. So this is McCormick's Whiskey.
Okay.
You ever heard of it?
No, where are they based out of?
Well, I don't know. This was bottled in 1976.
Wow. Wow.
And it was in a decanter, which he showed me. And I'll put a picture of it on here of like Benjamin Franklin. There were several of them for the bicentennial.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So you like old whiskey.
I do.
I love it. Bottled and distilled by McCormick Distilling Company in Weston, Missouri. 86 proof, aged 76 months. That's 6 years?
6+ years.
A little bit over 6 years. Would have been a big deal then.
Yeah.
You excited for this?
I'm excited.
Todd, you're the man.
That's incredible, Todd. Thank you.
He's got the Benjamin Franklin. I don't know. There's a bunch. He bought a bunch of them. Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin. You know,
For bicentennial stuff. I got you.
Yeah, and he has decanted them. I really want the Ben Franklin decanter because we live in Franklin.
Yeah.
So, and you'll meet Todd on Monday.
Okay.
So cool cat. So we can talk to him about this. He's pretty passionate about this. So let's check this bad boy out while we talk about the next thing on our list. It's that dusty book, Sharpie, Jim Beam from 1980.
Yeah.
You know, you had some Old Crow from 1969 with me. I don't expect this to be that good or as good as the old granddad we had that time.
That was good, yeah.
But while we're talking, hey, we talked about this 317 pocket whiskey. You just need these sample bottles. And I'll put a couple links in the description down there to Amazon. These things, like we like the plastic ones for pocket whiskey. Better whiskeys that we share, we like the glass ones, which is what we use for our contest, these 2 ounces. But yeah, every dad should have a stockpile. It's easy to share whiskey. Some people call them handshakes. We call them pocket whiskey. Whatever it is, share your whiskey.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
That's interesting. It definitely has that, like you said, a little dusty, it's not strong, it's smooth.
It's very unique.
It is, for sure.
It doesn't taste like the Beams. The Old Crow was not a Jim Beam product when we had, and neither was Old Granddad.
You can imagine every decade or so they're tweaking their recipe a little probably, and you can experience that by going back in a time capsule and comparing it today.
What a treat.
Yeah.
Is that the best whiskey I've ever had? No.
Yeah.
Is it one of the coolest whiskeys I've drank in a very, very long time? Absolutely.
I think I agree.
It's so much different. Like, you really got to get into it, and then there's this blast of fruit, like, I don't know, almost like icing.
That's a good descriptor, icing.
But it comes much later in the nose and the it's excellent.
Yeah.
So thank you, Todd. He sent a couple other things I'm going to do some reviews on. Oh, heck. Nobody's watching still anyway. So he also sent this Driftless Glen. Let's try that. 125 proof. You ever had Driftless Glen?
Never heard of that.
Oh, it's my good friend Steve Kaduk up in Fort Wayne, Indiana, hooked me up with some Driftless Glen. Steve and I used to work together. He's an old. You might actually know him. He worked at the place you worked for before where you work now.
Okay. Shocking.
But up in Fort Wayne.
Okay.
Really good dude. It's got a great nose. Thanks, Todd. Let's try this bad boy. So the next thing I want to talk about is local distilleries. If you're looking for something to do, if your dad's a whiskey lover, you know, go to a local distillery, take him on a tour, buy him a bottle there. Like if you're in Central Indiana, you have Westfork Whiskey, Old 55, Moondrops, Hard Truth, Bear Wallow, Haberdasher and Franklin could be a great thing.
Yeah.
You know, and Professional Smoke in Greenwood, Indiana, and Bargersville, Indiana. Go buy your dad a couple cigars. I mean, we talked very briefly about a cigar, but go to Professional Smoke. If your dad likes cigars, so whiskey's tough, right? I can buy you the wrong whiskey, and because you already have it, and you're never gonna like. You could buy me a Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. Well, I'm weird, right? I would love it. But like, I already have that, right? So you don't necessarily need, like an Elmer T. Lee. I don't need another Elmer T. Lee. I don't think it's that good. I'll never get through that. That's just for sharing. But cigars, your favorite cigar, you want more of them. So it's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Just professional smoke. Do they have whiskey as well?
They do. They have a whiskey bar. They have locker memberships to where you can. I have a key to the building. I can come and go as I please. I take my computer there and work during the day and have a cigar.
There's one in Barkersville.
Barkersville, 8 minutes from where you sit.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. And it's actually pretty reasonably priced, in my opinion. So for the value you get. What do you think of that Driftless Glen?
That's very good. It's warm, not hot. Just it's got that Kentucky hug a little bit without hurting you. Sweet.
It's delicious. It's made somewhere else. I don't remember where it's made up. Oh, it is made in Kentucky. Okay. So of those three, the Buffalo Trace Wild Turkey is. What are you doing there? Yeah, big thanks to Todd on that. Just a few other things I had over here. Little old-fashioned smokers from Shaff's Wood and Wool. He put my logos on there. You like smoked old-fashions?
I do. That's really cool idea.
Yeah, so he makes those. So check out Shaff's Wood and Wool. Come see us at Farm Girl Mercantile on the 14th, 11 to 4. We'll be there. Have a pour and a cigar with you. Stave and Thief Society. Make sure you use that discount code BBB15, 15% off. Professional Smoke. Check them out in Bargersville. Make sure you tell them Bourbon Battles sent you. That'll help me a lot. If you're interested in this barrel that we talked about, I showed you the video of. Get with me. That's a very, very nice piece of furniture. That's not a budget item. Love to have a conversation with you. That's a very nice piece. Bottle to bond, this cool bottle share cup. We're gonna give one away. You know, I gave you the instructions. You're gonna get in on that, aren't you?
I'm gonna get in.
So hopefully one of you wins. Hopefully I win. Take your dad to the local distillery. What do we live? What do we miss? Whiskey Grail.
Whiskey.
Are you gonna order one of these?
I'm gonna order one of these. This is a great cup.
Is that your biggest takeaway from today?
I like this. Well, I'm gonna take Todd's. When
You're gonna steal it?
Yeah,
I'm
not looking. Thank you. I know that's not part of the Father's Day presents, but I'm gonna get one of these for sure. Both.
You go to a lot of,
I do.
We do a lot of events in our community where you're out and about, and it's really, that's perfect.
It is perfect.
You can take it to the lodge.
You could just get out
and use it instead of a rocks glass.
Right, because not everybody has a great.
Although you'd have to carry it like this.
What do you mean? Because it might be full.
It might be full.
It might be full.
So yeah, hey, and if you're in Central Indiana, get your dad an Elks Lodge membership. That's a great place to be. We talked about the old fashions from Kirkland, fantastic. Store picks from the Blind Pig are like, go check that place out. Everybody goes to the Bourbon Trail. Stop in, tell them you know old Joe and Bourbon Battles and get you 10% off. And if nothing else, it'll open up a conversation with David, and he's a great guy. I thoroughly enjoyed my time there. We good?
We're good.
Great. Yep.
One last question I had for the bottle engraving.
Yep. Or the glasses?
Glasses. I mean, sorry, yes. Or the wood. Do they do anything? Any logo?
He'll make anything.
Anything. Okay.
Oh yeah, he's for hire.
He's for hire.
He do barrel heads. He made this little thing, this little coaster with a cigar. You see that white coffee cup over there?
Oh, yeah.
He made that. Yeah, Chris is good people.
Nice, thank you.
So, hey, drinking bourbon's fun. Do it with your friends. Do it responsibly. Whatever you do, don't drink and drive. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, if you drink, don't drive. Do the watermelon crawl.